And welcome back to another episode of the Men's Report, Fantasy Prediction Show, hosted by yours truly, Menace to Fantasy. Let's go. And welcome back to another episode of the Men's Report, Fantasy Prediction Show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Welcome back. You know I had to fuck with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good early Saturday morning. It's your boy Menace hopping in real quick. And I got to provide y'all with content. I got no excuses. It's summertime. I'm free. So why not hop in here and flood y'all with more content? Now, last time I came in, I blessed y'all with two individuals I feel strongly are bust proof. Okay? They're going to return value and they're going to do their thing this year. Remember, that was Jahmyr Gibbs and JSN, Jackson Smith, Nick Jibba. Now, today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you three individuals. Now, I'm not going to say they're bust proof because one of these individuals we thought was quarterback proof, but it wasn't true. He met his match last season. But I feel strongly that these three individuals are going to explode this year in 2026 fantasy football, especially in PPR. And if I have the opportunity to draft these individuals, I'm not going to miss that chance. I'm not going to skip over it. I'm going to pull the trigger on these individuals. Okay? Now, in Bears, I have the 14th pick. The first individual I'm going to talk about, I have a great chance to get him in the second round on the turn. Strong opportunity. The young man that I'm talking about that is going to explode this year is Omarion Hampton, running back for the Los Angeles Chargers. All right, this is his second season. Now, you be like, Scoob, hold up. He only played 9 games last year. You are right. He got banged up. But if you dig a little bit deeper, you look between week 3 through week 5, he balled. Between weeks 14 and week 17, he balled. He gave us a little glimpse. Now, I know, hey, that's only 7 games, School, but he gave us a glimpse of what he can do. All right? And that squad wasn't 100% last year. They had a lot of injuries in key positions. But those 7 games he did play, he had 100 attempts rushing the ball. That was ranked 11th out of all running backs with 100 attempts. All right? He gathered 473 yards in those 7 games. That ranked 11th. He went 4.6 yards per carry. That ranked 8th out of all running backs that had at least 100 carries within those 7 games. All right? So he's shown signs. Now, the reason why I think he's going to explode this season, all right? To explode. The offense environment has improved, okay? You got a new head coach. You have healthy offensive line. Last year, they left and right guard. These are key on the offensive line. Rashawn Slater was hurt, and Joe Alt was hurt. They're healthy. They're back. So the offensive line improves. So that helps that overall offense environment. Okay? The biggest reason why I think this young man is going to explode, still under offensive environment, the new offensive coordinator, Mike McDaniel. Yeah, the same little dude that was down in Miami running the show. He's the new offensive coordinator, and the Chargers have talent. I'm kind of I'm kind of leaning towards Justin Herbert this year. I don't want to pull the trigger early on him, but if he's around a little bit later, because you know I'm a late round QB dude, I would take Justin Herbert in the heartbeat just because of Mike McDaniel. Now, with McDaniel there, this new offensive scheme, there's going to be more chance for explosive plays and scoring TDs. So that plays in the hand right to Amari and Hampton. And if you know, Mike McDaniel uses his running back. And if you recall, in what year was that? I gotta look at my notes. 2023. He had a young man down there, former 49er, Raheem Mostert, went down to Miami and looked like the greatest running back ever. He scored 18 TDs that season. 18. Now you can't tell me Raheem Mostert is the same talent level as Amari and Hampton. Not saying Amari is going to score 18 TDs, but he's going to flourish under Mike McDaniel. There's also another running back out there. I'm going to say the name who's going to flourish too, because he's a special talent. But Amari and Hampton is going to explode this year. Offensive line healthy. Wide receiving core is like that, so you really can't stack the box. Offensive line, like I said, is healthy. Offensive coordinator is young and is impressive. Not a good head coach, but offensive coordinator, he can do his thing. Amari and Hampton will explode. If I have the opportunity to get him in Bears, he will be down with Menace. Now, let's transition to the next player or young man that if I had the opportunity to draft, I wouldn't hesitate. But in Bears, like I said, I got 14. I would be shocked if he went that long without being taken. Okay? Next young man I'm talking about is JJ, Justin Jefferson, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. Okay? Now, the reason why I think he is going to explode this season. Let's rewind. Rewind selector. Let's look at his QB history. Okay? Some of the jokers he's played with. 2023, he played with Kirk Cousins, Captain Kirko, who didn't even finish that whole season. He got hurt. He was starting to be a blade anyways. He also Nick Mullins, Josh Dobbs, and Jaron Hall. 23, that was his quarterback. He finished that season. He only played 10 games just in that season in 2023. 10 games. He had 68 receptions, 1,000 yards, and 5 TDs. 2024, let's look at his quarterbacks. Sam Darnold, a more competent young man, came in, and JJ did his thing. 103 receptions, 1,500 receiving yards, 10 TDs. Minnesota decided to move on because they drafted in 2025 JJ McCarthy. JJ was a blade. Okay? Got taken out. They put Carson Wentz in there. Carson is bladed. Older. Not the same player. JJ finished the season with 84 receptions, 1K, and 2 TDs. Justin Jefferson, 2 TDs. Okay? Let's transition to this year, 2026. Minnesota went out there and they acquired Kyle Murray. Okay? Not saying Kyle Murray is the greatest thing, but he is an upgrade over J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz. Now, you remember, Kyle has only played with one true wide receiver one, and that was DeAndre Hopkins. And when he plays with a true dominant wide receiver one, he makes sure he saturates them with targets. Okay? I don't know what the whole nonsense was with him and Harrison Jr., but they just was the clicking. But he was clicking with Trey McBride. He turned that tight end into something special. So when he finds a favorite target, he locks in. And best believe, Kyle knows this is really his last opportunity to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's going to make sure JJ gets the rock. He's not silly, because if Kyle fails this season, not saying he'll be out of the NFL, he's going to be a career backup if he doesn't succeed this year. And I got confidence that he is. So this is why I'm thinking JJ is going to explode. All right, we know JJ is an elite target. Okay, he's going to get the volumes because he's gifted. That hasn't disappeared since back from 23. He's going to get the targets. They're going to try to get the ball in the sand. I don't know what JJ was doing, but he was bladed. Touchdown regression is very likely. Like I said last season, he only scored 2 TDs. I'm going to say at least 7 this season. Okay? Maybe double digits. He's going to regress. Justin Jefferson is still elite target. And if he falls that far to me, I'm telling you now, you might as well take the sticker off. Justin Jefferson for Menace. But I would be shocked if he is. But I hope he does fall to me. But Justin Jefferson will explode this season. Now, coming down to the last individual I'm going to talk about. Now, this young man is probably going to be drafted maybe late 3rd, early 4th round. If I have the opportunity, once again, I would pull the trigger. Now, that's very evident or obvious that I like this young man because I went out in one of my dynasty leagues and I pulled the trigger, gave up a young, talented wide receiver who's supposed to do some big things this year, and I acquired the service of Travis Etienne. Everybody used to call him Travis Etienne, but it's Etienne. He is going to explode. All right? He's moving from Jacksonville down to New Orleans. And one of the biggest reasons why I feel that Travis is going to explode this year is his head coach. Kellen Moore is his head coach down there. And for his offensive scheme, because you know he's a former offensive coordinator, he has to have a strong running game. And if you know, back in 2024, Saquon Barkley rushing yards 2K almost broke the record. You know who the offensive coordinator was? Kellen Moore. He gets the ball to his running backs. Now, the Saints was one of the worst run teams last year. Okay? They know Alvin Kamara is washed. So went out there and spent some money. In any situation, all you got to do, you know, you heard me say this before, is follow the money. Okay? Travis signed a 4-year deal, 52 mil. 28 is guaranteed. Okay? He is the RB1 in New Orleans. Okay? He is the number 1. Now, back in Jacksonville, 4 seasons. 3 out of those 4 seasons, he had over 1,300 total yards. Okay? And 32 TDs. He was doing his thing. All right? The biggest thing, which everybody said this corny line, it's not corny, but it's true. Your best ability is availability. Okay? In 4 years, Travis has only missed 2 games. Running back, one of the roughest positions. You're getting hit all the time. He's only missed 2 games. So he's available. Okay? He's young, he's talented, and he has the opportunity because his head coach is going to put him in that situation. He's going to explode. You got a young quarterback down there. Chris Olave, good wide receiver 1. Just hopefully he gets over these concussions. And they drafted Tyson. So the Saints are moving in the right directions. And Kellen Moore wants to have a run game. Travis Etienne is going to explode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are the 3. And if I can leave the Bears draft with these 3 on my team, I would be ecstatic. But, like I said, I think the biggest hiccup is going to be Justin Jefferson in the first round. I don't think he's going to make it down to me, but if he does, I'll be happy. Now, let's end this correctly because I want to start my weekend off. And I know y'all want to start it too, and I got to edit this real quick and get it out there. Now, last thing before I start this music, thank you for all the GMs, both in ordinary GMs and in beers, but start paying your fees. Okay, I like it. You know, you might as well just knock it out early so you're not sitting there shuffling at the end. Handle your business. We all grown. Handle your business. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's end this correctly. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want me to talk about something, give my personal opinion, text me, send me something in the chat, and I will do my research and try to accommodate y'all. Here we go, y'all. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah.